Hi, my name is Andrea Kane, and I will be your instructor for HIT 452 Health Statistics and Data Analysis here for our spring semester 2020. I hope you're excited. It is an interesting class, shall we say. We're going to get friendly with our calculators and our formulas and learn all about the statistics that drive healthcare. So lots of work ahead of us. This is a 3-quarter credit course. Sorry, a bit of a tongue twister there. And so we will be spending 36 hours of lecture together and 24 hours of lab. That will be lots of assignments to practice those wonderful formulas. And you will need those because unfortunately they will be on your RHIT exam. So this course is really important. The things that you learn and the things that you apply and keep and that sort of thing. And yes, out in the real world, they really do ask you, how is this calculated? How is that calculated? Those types of things. So it's well worth hanging onto your books and doing what you need to do with all of that. So let's really quick go through your syllabus. That's the purpose of this, is for us to really quick go through your syllabus together, identify the highlights. If you have any questions, give you an opportunity to reach out to me with questions. So let's go ahead and get started. As I said, my name is Andrea Kane. I have an office in the Max Clark Hall, room 209B. I share the office with Carrie Shepard from the Medical Assisting Program. My extension is 1164. I don't have that memorized yet, but I will get there. My office hours are typically Monday afternoons, and they'll probably be Wednesday afternoons at Piasta, although that is yet to be carved into stone. So that's maybe, possibly, probably, perhaps. We'll see. Then Thursday evenings I'll be available by phone for either FaceTime or just talking voice to voice from 6:30 to 8:30 on Thursday evenings. Other times are available by appointment. Just let me know what dates and times work for you. Email is the best way to contact me because I'm between Kalmar, Piasta, and home. So my phone picks up NICC emails, and that's really, truly the best way to catch me. So reach out and use that. All right, well, what is our course? It is Compute and Utilize Basic Descriptive Institutional and Healthcare Statistics. Includes overview of frequency distribution, ooh, fun, and fundamentals of data display and analysis and the use of common research methodologies and how they're used in the delivery and reporting of health services. So what are the goals for you? You'll be able at the end to utilize basic descriptive institutional and healthcare statistics, apply data to create graphs and tables for data presentation and analysis. Here comes Excel. So if you have not spent a lot of time in Microsoft Excel, you will definitely want to brush up on that because you and Excel will become friends. You will also be able to explain common research methodologies and why they're used in healthcare. So we have lots to cover. If you look at our common learning outcome that we're going to be assessing, it is critical thinking, taking what you know and applying it. Our unit objectives are very detailed, and each week that's what we'll be covering through our lessons and through our book and through all sorts of things. If you go to page 4 of your syllabus, you will see that, you will see required materials. It looks like there's a new book this year, Basic Allied Health Statistics and Analysis, the 4th edition by Gerda Koch. And then we'll be using Case Studies in Health Information Management, the 3rd edition. That one, if you took HIT 421, or if you're currently taking it, Legal Aspects, you'll get me. And we will use this book as well. And you used it last year if you took HIT 421 last year. And if you're taking HIT 445, Quality Management, this spring, you're stuck with me again, and we'll be using it as well. So you will find that the books that you have, we will use and make the most out of. And I would really recommend that you keep them. At least for the first 5 years you're out of school, because you never know when you're going to refer back to them. You'll definitely need them to study for your RHIT exam, so hang on to those books. Don't just sell them. In terms of a calculator, you can use an inexpensive calculator as long as it has the capability to do square roots. If you're not sure what that is, reach out and ask someone. You can. I just ran to Walmart and bought a small one. It's even one of those that flips closed because it's so small. It's just a pocket one, and that had a square root on it. So you don't have to spend and get one of those big, huge, scientific, expensive calculators. Just get a basic one. As long as it can do square roots, you're good to go. You may even find that you can use your cell phone for this, and there's also usually a calculator on your computer. You can download an app which is a calculator if it's not already on there, and you can find that you can use that as well. So whatever works for you, whether it's the old-fashioned kind or whether it's the new-fashioned kind electronically, as long as you have something that does square roots, we'll be good. Methods of delivery. This will be all online. So it will be video, book, 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 video, book, 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 video, book, 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 video, video. It'll be us together. And since I haven't been through this course with this book, it'll be interesting. I'll probably learn as much as you do, or even more. Grading scale and procedures, that's pretty much standard to NICC. It's pretty much the same. So you can just see how the points are all laid out. Number of assignments it goes through. We've got some online discussions, regular assignments, tests or exams, and the total points available and percentage points. And then I'm a great believer in extra credit. So you'll find that there are some opportunities, mostly discussion for extra credit. Gives you a chance that in case life happens, which sooner or later it does to all of us, you'll be able to make up a few points along the way that could help you out when you least expect it and when you most need it. So take advantage of those opportunities if you can. We're going to use online quizzes, tests, and assignments, and a final exam to assess our learning, to make sure that we are learning the material and that the material is sufficient for what we're doing. Because what this is all about is making sure that we meet the AHIMA education requirements, and we have you well prepared for the RHIT exam to pass it with flying colors. And then we want to make sure you're prepared for the real world, that when you go out there, you have a solid foundation of knowledge and understanding of what's happening so that you can apply that with your book knowledge and your certification knowledge to really succeed. And that's what we want to do. So that'll give you all of that. We'll talk about your course calendar in just a moment. Student feedback, definitely want student feedback. Share it with us. Let us know. You'll be doing assessments, and we'll be doing assessments of you. And I'll probably do a video a few weeks from now that'll let you know exactly what's being assessed and how it's being assessed and what it's being used for. But just like in healthcare, there are tons of bodies that regulate us. And there are the same things I'm finding in the educational world, and everyone wants to make sure we're doing what they have required. So we have to prove that, and that we do that through assessments. Hopefully nothing extra. It'll all be part of the usual of what you're already doing, but it'll have to be designated that way. Course policies, attendance is probably the most important piece here. Is that we take it every week. I'll be doing that. My expectations are that you submit assignments, you are engaged in discussions and activities, and complete quizzes, assessments, projects, papers, whatever is being assigned, that I can see that you're engaged, that you're involved, that you're trying to get things done. So attendance should be pretty easy and straightforward. Now for the serious part, academic dishonesty. I'm not going to spend a whole lot of time talking about this because first and foremost, with the HIM fields, integrity of it is everything. If you and I don't have integrity, we can't be trusted. And there are a lot of people relying on us to have integrity, to show integrity, to live integrity. So I expect that out of you as a student. I expect that out of myself as an instructor, just as we would expect that out of those who provide healthcare to us. The academic dishonesty information is in here. It's in the syllabus. It's pretty standard to NICC, and I expect you to read it, to know it, and to follow it. I don't want to have any conversations about academic dishonesty because I want us to prove our integrity in all that we do. You'll need that when you go out in the field, and you need it now as a student. Don't take shortcuts. Don't take the easy way out. Do it yourself. Learn. And if you feel like you're falling behind, reach out, ask questions, ask for help. Do it before you get too far behind or before you get overwhelmed. Reach out, ask questions. There's no shame in it. We have a lot of material that we're going to cover in a very short period of time. But do it honestly. Do it with integrity. And you'll never regret it. Late work. Speaking of that, late work. Well, there are some things that just can't be late because there are time frames on me as well as you. You need to turn it in by a certain time. I need to grade it by a certain time, and it needs to be feedback given within a certain amount of time. In order to do that successfully, we all have to stick to our deadlines. So discussions and quizzes, tests cannot be done late. So that's one of those things that it's hard and fast. Other assignments can be turned in late. Just know that there's a 25% reduction in points. So that even if you do it beautifully, perfectly, you know that 25% of your points are going to be taken off if it's late. And that's because it teaches us to be in the real world where things can't be late, where deadlines are hard and fast, where if you have a hospital board meeting or a medical staff meeting, you can't be late. You have to be prepared. It has to be done in advance. It has to be provided on time, and it has to be in excellent form. So this is just a stepping stone to help you get there. So read through that. If you have any questions, reach out and let me know, and we'll work through those. The only stupid question is the question that doesn't get asked. Don't worry about whether it's a simple question. Don't worry about whether or not you've asked it 3 times before. Ask it again. If you're not sure, ask it again, because I'd much rather have you ask the question and make sure you have a clear answer than have regrets at the end. So please don't be shy. Speak up. Reach out. Assignments, those should be typed. We are professionals. Those should be typed unless you're dealing with an answer sheet kind of a situation where you would scan that and submit it as a scanned document. Everything else needs to be typed. And if you do submit it through scanning, because it's a handwritten document, I have lots of experience with physician handwriting, chicken scratchings, very hard to read. But if I can't read yours, it's illegible. So, and I won't accept it. So you need to make sure that your handwriting is legible. Please have mercy. I'm not going to talk about use of technology in the classroom. That's something you can read through, and it's pretty standard, I would think. In terms of classroom conduct, behavior, that's pretty standard as well. Classes are an excellent place for students to hone their professional conduct and communication skills. Students are expected to be respectful to both others and to instructors. So when you're dealing with classmates or with me, the expectation is respectful. We are here for the same purpose. We want to see you succeed and move forward. We all have that goal. So let's work together on that. Let's be professional. Let's keep it business, and let's do what we can to be polite and kind to one another. So let's use polite language and appropriate tone of voice, and when we communicate, whether that's in person or online. And one of the things that I find is that it's really hard with email to see what someone's facial expressions are, what their tone of voice is. It's hard to pick that up, and sometimes that can cause miscommunications. So if I'm not understanding what you're communicating, or you're not understanding what I'm communicating, we need to pick up the phone, and we can either FaceTime so you can see my expressions and my body language and hear my tone of voice, or at least voice to voice over the phone so you can hear some of those things, those nuances, so that we know that we're on the right path and we can move past whatever communication barriers have popped up and get that done. So don't be shy. Better that we stop emailing and reach out and clear up that miscommunication early on. We definitely want to remain positive. Additional information that's in your syllabus starting on page 9, that's pretty standard to NICC. In fact, I think it's standard to every course that NICC teaches. So that's there for you to review and just be aware of. And on page 10 of your syllabus, we get to course calendar, and that's going to tell you each week what we do. Your due dates are on Mondays. I don't expect there to be a whole lot of variation with that, but there could be, depending on the material, how quickly we cover things, your needs, or or something comes up that I'm not expecting. So just be aware, we might have to be flexible, adapt, and change along the way. But so far, I'm hoping that we can really stick to the course calendar, and it'll keep us both on task to hit all of our deadlines and finish successfully. I will do a separate video on each week to let you know kind of what's ahead and get you excited, cover some of the brief things, and if there's been questions from the week before or concerns, be able to address those too. So that'll be a separate video, but you can see pretty much everything's laid out and what we're going to do. One last thing I would like to cover before we close is on the last page, second to last page. Give me a second here to flip. The last page, page 14 of your syllabus, you will notice that there are two tables at the very end. The first one is Domain 3, Informatics, Analytics, and Data Use. It's from AHEMA, and then underneath of it is AHEMA's revised Bloom's Taxonomy. Each course that we have to meet AHEMA competencies, and this is how we do it through each course. Each course has them listed. The Bloom's Taxonomy talks about the different levels. For instance, level 1 is remember, all the way up to level 6, which is create. This tells us, okay, AHEMA for an associate's degree requires these competencies at this Bloom level. And then we list our activities and assessments. What are we doing to prove that we've met those competencies, and what level have we met them at? And of course, we don't want to just do the minimums. We want to be the best at what we do. We want to be great. And so, we will hit those levels or even higher in what we do, because we want to give you a chance to have information and items at the end when you finish that you can always take out to job interviews and show as examples of your expertise and knowledge. So that is everything with the syllabus. I hope you had a wonderful break. I hope you're excited about coming back. I'll be talking to you soon. Take care. If you have questions, reach out. So glad you're going to be with me in this class, and we will do it together. Take care. Bye.